Hey, welcome back to edtech. Today I'll be teaching you one of the most important JavaScript array method, and this is the map method. You must have heard a lot about map. So let's discuss the map method here. Basically, map method is what is done in a map method is that, it creates a new array and returns returns a new array, or you can say creates a new array, whichever way you say it. And what it does is, from the old array it will call upon each and every element, and by calling each and every element in the calling array based on the function that is given, based on the array that is provided, and based on the function that is processing the elements, it will return you a new array. Depends on the task that you're giving it. Maybe you want to find the square root of a number array, maybe you want to find the squares, maybe you want to double it, maybe you want to do many other methods. So based on the method that is being done by the function on this particular given array, you will be creating, or rather returning, a new array. And this is the reason why you do the map method. Whenever you remember, in this method the original array is not mutated. So map method is always done when you don't want to mutate or change the original array, but you want to return a new array by kind of processing or working on each and every element in the calling array. So let's see how it is done. Okay, so let's consider this given array numbers. Let's say it has 4, 9, 16, right, 25. Simple. Or maybe let's just get done with 4, 9, 16, easier. Okay, so we have done the arrow method last time, we've done the function method also last time, remember? So let's consider both. So let me start off with the function method. Let me do the function, use a function rather, in order to do this map method. So let's consider another array. Let's call it roots, because we are going to find the square root. So let's name the returning new array as roots. So root equal to, or rather roots, equal to, how do you map? Numbers dot map. You need a function to map, right? So function, and you need an argument. Let's call it num or number, whichever. Num, and then you need a curly bracket. We've done this earlier. Okay, now in the curly bracket I want to return a result or a new array. So let's say return math dot square root. So it's a square root, so it's always math dot square root in JavaScript, as you know already, num, because num is the argument here. And then don't forget the all these semicolons here, and then document.write roots, because that's a new result or array that you want to return. Remember, the original array is not mutated. Okay, save it, see the result. So you have 2, 3 and 4. These are the square roots. Now even if you, just to prove my point, if you see print the result for the original array, you'll find it's not mutated. It's just 4, 9, 16, just to prove my point. Okay, so now this is for roots using a function, and remember, this function is called anonymous function because it doesn't have a name. This is just a function. Okay, now let's do the same thing with an arrow function. Okay, remember, in arrow function you don't need, all you need to do is remove this function word, remove the curly brackets, okay, and then what you need to do is remove the return also, I forgot. Okay, so all you need to do is num arrow function num math.square root num. Here you have to replace with roots. So numbers.map num math.square root num. Oh, sorry, I forgot this. No need for this. There are doubles here. Yeah. Where did I go wrong? Numbers.map. Oh yeah, I just put an extra semicolon here. Be very careful. It's a very careless mistake. 2, 3, 4. By mistake I forgot to remove the semicolon. My mistake. But that's normal. Sometimes we have to do a bit of debugging. So what I did was I just removed the function. I just removed the return. I removed the curly brackets. Everything else remained the same. As you can see, you get the same result. Yeah, and let's say if we want to do in this case this is square root. If you want to do squares, so let's call it squares. Yeah, so instead of math.square root, what will it be? Num multiplied by num, right? There you go. So it's numbers.num times num. Oh, sorry. Again, I forgot to change because I'm doing it on the same function. Yeah, this is called debugging. Whenever you don't get the desired result, don't fret, just see the debugging, do the debugging. So here what happened was I found this new exercise. I did it on the same array but forgot to change the name of the argument in document.write while printing the result. It should be squares, not roots, because roots was for the square root earlier. So let's squares numbers.map num by num multiplied by num. So it's all double now. 4, 4, 16, 9, 9, 81, 16, 16. Okay. Now let's call this doubles. Yeah. I actually want to be making mistakes so that even you know how to debug. It's a good thing. Don't be scared to make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. Ha ha ha. Okay, so doubles numbers.map num. So double means it's num multiplied by 2, right? 2. and so I'm not forgetting this time. Doubles. There you go. So 8, 18, 32 all multiplied by 2. So what's happening here? It's invoking this arrow function being invoked, which will work on each and every item here, 4, 9, 16, and then thereby calling on every element and multiplying it by 2 in this case, because that's the instruction provided. Yeah. Okay, so likewise you can do any kind of function, any kind of operation here. So this is how you do the different kind of operation. And remember, if you call, in this case, .write numbers, nothing happens. It's 4, 9, 16. It's not mutated. Remember that. Let me change it quickly to doubles. Okay. So basically, I hope you're understanding what's happening here. You are returning a new array and processing each and every element. Whatever instruction you have provided, that is being done by the function that is invoked. And it could be an arrow function, or it could be an anonymous function, or a named function. Now, let me give you an example of a named function. Let's say I call this, I just call it result. Okay, so let me call it like result or a new array, whatever. So I do, let me like do it like a function this time. Okay, so numbers.map function, I call it, let me think of a name, let me call it add2. Yeah, the function's name is add2, and then don't forget to give the argument, let's say number. Yeah, so argument is number and the function's name is add2. So this is not an anonymous function, this is a named function. And then don't forget the curly brackets. Okay, return. So what is supposed to be returned? Number, which is the argument, number plus 2, because it's add 2. I want to add 2 to each and every element present here. Yeah, and then document, or forgot the semi here. Okay, document.write, I call it result. Yeah, let's check it out. There you go, 6, 11, 18, because old array has 4, 9, 16. So if you add on 2, it becomes 6, 11, 18. So this is the using the named function. So I hope that's quite clear. Now, all this while we are doing stuff by using like if you've been doing square root, roots, doubles, etc. on each and every element. What if you want to be selective about doing it on some elements? Normally it is not advisable for map, because usually mapping means it has to be processing each and every element. But let's consider an example in which it is not doing that. So let's do the arrow function again, which is easier to do, also saves time. Let's call the new array result again. Okay, so let result be, let's say I want to map, and after mapping I want to return the square root, but only for, let's say, odd numbers. Others doesn't get processed. So let's see how it's done. So let result be numbers.map num. Yeah, and then I do the arrow function here. here I need the curly bracket for a different reason, because it's a bit more complex. So I want to mention a condition here. If num percentage to not equal to 0. That means usually, for even numbers, any number percentage of 2, so the result will be 0, right? But for odd numbers, it is not equal to 0. So I want to talk about odd numbers. If it's an odd number, in other words, return the square root, math.square num. Only if it's odd number, I want to return the square root. That's the idea, right? Else sorry, I forgot the space here. Return num. I hope you understood. So that means only for odd numbers I want to return the square root. Others, just return the number as is. Okay, so document.write result, right? Let's see. Result 4,316. So that means if it is an odd number, return the square root. Here the odd number was 9. Return the square root 3. Even number 4 and 16, don't return the square root, return the number as is. Simple. Same number, same method you can do by using a ternary operator. Let's see how it is done. Okay, I've taught you ternary operators earlier, so you can refer back to my earlier chapter, or I'll provide the link in the description below. Okay, so here I just remove this first. Okay. Just straight away return return num percentage of 2 not equal to 0, question mark means is it true? If true, you find the square root. Right? If false, after colon is coming false. If false, just return the number. That means if it is odd number, true, return the square root. If false, after colon is false. If false, just return the number. You don't need the curly brackets. Now save this, document.write result. Same thing. Yeah, so this was the ternary operators. Don't worry, I'll be including the link to the source code in the description in case you forget. Now, last but not least, you can also work on objects. Like, let's consider a small object. I'll just make it very short for you to understand so that there's no complications. Let's say const students. I'm just considering an object. Yeah, just with two elements, two items, okay, two objects rather. So this is an object students. So an object array, you can say. So this is a students objects array. There are two items here. One is a name. Let's say the name is James, age is 20, right? Comma. This is how an object looks like, object array looks like. Remember that. You can practice. Tom, age is 18, right? Okay, just two items, it's okay. So let's say I want to map only the ages, nothing else. Okay, let's students ages be equal to students.map okay. I use an arrow function to make it more precise. Student, because I want to consider each and every student. Student, use the arrow. Yeah, student, work on each and every student age. This is how you say in JavaScript, the dot notation. Work on a student, arrow, work on each and every. First find each and every student, then work on each and every student's age. Find that. Document.write students ages. Oh, sorry, students ages. Yeah. Okay, now what is the mistake here? Unexpected token. Oh no, this should be age. Let students ages be students.map student.age. Oh yes, I forgot the comma here, so sorry. Ha ha ha. Name James, 20 years. Oh yes, I forgot even to write age. I'm so sorry. Age is not defined. What is 18? I need to mention that. That's cool. Okay. 20 and 18. There you go. So I've just mapped out the ages alone. I'm so sorry about that bug. So name is James, age is 20. Name is Tom, age is 18. You need to mention the item also, not just the value. Value is 20 and 18. Then I go through the map of each. I map through each and every student, arrow, student.age, the dot notation. So find out each and every student and then the student age. That's how you do for finding and processing each and every age. Then the printout of students ages, new array. There you go. You get this as 2018. But if you just find for students, you will find it's the same object that you will get. If you do document.write students, you will get just the object only. So it should be, oh sorry, document.write students ages, yeah, 2018. So that's about it. So now you know that the map method will return a transformed array, and rather it operates on an array to run a transformation on each and every element of the array. And by doing how it does, by using a callback function, which is actually used for each item or each element of the array. After running the callback function on each and every item, the map method thereby returns a transformed array, leaving the original array intact. So this is all about the map method in JavaScript. Hope you understood. Please mention your comments in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe if you've not yet subscribed. I will see you in the next tutorial. Bye, ciao.